She sat in the chair, no mirror, no music, just silence and judgment.
Please, I'm sorry. Don't do this.
The first pass tore through her crown like a blade through identity. No guard, no mercy.
Stop! Please stop. I'll follow orders. Just don't take the rest.
They weren't just cutting her hair. They were cutting her voice, her softness, her soul.
She won't survive this the same.
When it ended, she wasn't bald. She was erased.
They didn't just shave my head. They shaved something I didn't know could bleed.
Want more real, raw haircut stories like this? Subscribe now to Barber Stories, where every cut tells a deeper truth. New episodes every week. You'll never see clippers the same way again.
Emily Rose wasn't running away. She was running towards something. She told herself that when she signed the enlistment papers, when she pinned up her thick brown hair into a tight bun and stepped off the bus at Camp Lanesfield. She believed she was about to find discipline, maybe even purpose. But Emily had no idea what the military would take from her, or how hard it would be to look in the mirror once it was gone.
Fall in. You are no longer individuals. You are property of the United States military.
Day one was all shouting, all sweat, all rules designed to strip you down. But nothing prepared her for day three. That morning, a corporal handed her a checklist. On it, 5 words. Haircut. Compliance mandatory. At first, she didn't panic. She had read the handbook. She thought she understood the rules. She'd already chopped her hair short before arriving, a sharp bob, clean around the jaw. She thought that would be enough. But when she stepped inside the narrow trailer marked Grooming Unit 7B, she knew she was wrong. 12 chairs, 12 barbers in uniform, 12 recruits, and hair, all kinds, scattered on the floor like fallen feathers. Some girls cried. Some clenched their fists. Some stared straight ahead like it was happening to someone else. Emily froze.
Name?
The barber asked. Her voice caught in her throat.
Emily,
She whispered.
I already cut it short. I thought,
No exceptions.
The barber replied, flat.
Cape on. Sit still.
She hesitated just 1 second too long. The barber didn't wait.
wait!
The first pass tore through the crown of her head like a blade through silk. Then another and another. She felt her scalp tingle with shock and then burn with cold. Each pass revealed more pale skin. Each clump of brown hair hit the floor with a soft, humiliating thud. She didn't cry, not yet, but her lip trembled. Her fingers dug into her palms, and when the cape came off, she didn't recognize herself. There was no softness left, no girl, just skin and eyes that looked too wide, too scared. She reached up to touch her scalp, rough, stubbled, foreign. And in that moment, she understood what they were doing. They weren't just cutting hair. They were cutting identity, resistance, history. They were erasing her and building something else in her place. But inside Emily, a scream had started. Not aloud, not yet, but it was there, silent and rising. That was just the beginning. What came next would test her soul and everything she thought she could survive. Every recruit goes through the chair. On day 3, Emily sat in that metal seat. The clippers buzzed, her long hair fell, and when it was over, she wore a short, tight crop, neat, even, military approved. They called it regulation cut, but to Emily, it felt like a warning. This place doesn't care who you were, only what you'll obey. She said nothing. She followed orders, but inside, something resisted. At night, when the lights went out, Emily would lie awake on the top bunk, heart pounding, fingers twitching. She couldn't scream. She couldn't speak. So she wrote. In the lining of her duffel bag, she'd hidden a worn notebook, no name on the cover. And every night, by flashlight, she poured her truth into it, words that were never meant to be read.
Today they made us march until one girl collapsed. They didn't stop. They just stepped over her. I think they want to break us. I think it's working. I miss my reflection. The girl with long hair and quiet eyes. Now I look like someone else. Someone who never cries. But I cry every night.
It happened during a random inspection. A sergeant flipped her bag open, looking for candy, contraband, anything. Instead, she found the notebook. She didn't open it. Not yet. She just held it up and said,
What's this, Private Rose?
She froze. She couldn't speak. She couldn't breathe. Because she knew she hadn't written fiction. She had written rebellion. The sergeant read it in front of everyone. Not all of it, just enough. Just enough for them to know Emily had said the army was a prison, that obedience felt like death, and that she hated the girl in the mirror.
Private Rose has some strong opinions. Let's make sure her outside matches what she feels inside.
They didn't do it in private this time. There was no waiting room, no quiet music, no line of recruits. Just one chair, one mirror, and every pair of eyes in the room watching her get erased. She tried to stay calm. She tried to sit still. But when the clippers touched her crown,
Stop! Please! Please don't take it all! I didn't mean it! I didn't mean it!
the first time they cut her hair, she went silent. This time, she fought. She cried. She begged. But no one flinched. No one moved. The sergeant just watched, arms crossed. The clippers kept buzzing. And Emily kept screaming. It wasn't just the sound of hair being taken. It was the sound of something deeper. Dignity, voice, hope, falling to the floor in soft, helpless clumps. When it was done, she sat trembling, scalp raw, cheeks wet. Her eyes avoided the mirror, but the sergeant made sure she saw it. This is what happens when you speak before you earn the right to be heard. She walked back through the barracks with a bare scalp, red and gleaming. The others didn't laugh. They didn't point. They just moved aside. Because Emily wasn't just a warning now. She was a message. That night, she didn't write. She didn't cry. She didn't sleep. She just sat on the edge of her bunk, staring at the blank wall, and whispered, "They shaved my head, but they can't shave what's still screaming inside." 12 weeks later, she came home. No parade, no brass band. Just a gray sweatshirt, a government duffel, and the silent hum of Gate 17. Her parents hadn't seen her since the day she left. Back then, she had long brown hair tucked into a bun, eyes full of questions, a nervous smile. Now, her head was bare, her stare still, her silence permanent. The car ride was quiet. Her mother kept glancing at her. Her father didn't glance at all. She sat in the back seat, hood up, hands clenched in her lap. It wasn't that they didn't want to talk. It's that they didn't know how. When they got home, she went straight upstairs. Same old room, same bedspread, same mirror. But she didn't recognize it anymore. It felt like a museum of a girl that no longer existed. In the top drawer, she found it. A photo from last summer. Her and her mother on the porch, both laughing. Her hair was long, thick, blowing in the wind. She looked so alive in that photo, so untouched. She turned it face down.
Sweetheart, dinner's ready if you're hungry?
I'm not.
Her mother sat on the bed. She looked at Emily for a long time. Not at her face, at her scalp. Shiny, pale, raw. And then she started to cry.
They said it was just a haircut.
It wasn't.
That night, Emily stood in front of her mirror, the same mirror she used to practice makeup in, the same one where she once pinned her prom corsage. Now it reflected something unrecognizable. She stepped into the shower, let the water run hot, not because she was cold, but because her skin still remembered the chill of that room, the buzz, the eyes, the shame. When she stepped out, she wiped the glass, and there she was, still bald, still her. But something was different, not on the outside, inside. She picked up her old brush, held it for a moment, then gently set it down. She didn't need it now. She needed something else. She reached into her duffel bag and pulled out a folder. Inside, a copy of her final evaluation. She had passed, with discipline, with corrected attitude, with mental resilience. It read like an obituary.
They think they fixed me.
But Emily wasn't broken. She was changed. And now she had to figure out what to do with what was left. That night, she began to write again. not in secret, not in fear, but in truth. She didn't write about the clippers, or the orders, or the pain. She wrote,
I am still here. Even when they shaved everything else away, I stayed.
Her hair would grow again. That part was inevitable. But the voice she found, the one they tried to silence with a blade, that one would never be taken again.
6 months later, Emily had hair again. Short, uneven, a little wild, but hers. No one told her how to part it. No one buzzed the sides. No one called it a regulation cut. For the first time in a long time, Emily was choosing who she wanted to be. She started posting online. Not selfies, not glam shots. Stories. Her story. She titled the blog, What They Can't Cut. At first, just a few people read it. Then hundreds. Then thousands. Girls who were scared to speak. Women who were told to be quiet. Recruits who thought they were alone. They weren't anymore.
I thought there was something wrong with me, but you showed me I'm not broken. Thank you, Emily.
She began speaking at schools, women's centers, veteran panels. Not with anger, not with tears, but with clarity, conviction.
They shaved my head to humble me, but they didn't know. What grows back can be stronger than what was lost.
People began calling her brave, but Emily never liked that word.
I wasn't brave. I was just done hiding.
On the 1-year anniversary of her enlistment, Emily did something simple. She walked into a local salon, not a military grooming station, a real salon. She sat down in the chair and said,
Let's not fix anything. Let's just let it be mine.
They didn't tame her hair. They celebrated it. She walked out with a cut that was still short, still simple, but different, because she had asked for it, because she had chosen it. That evening, she took a walk alone. No hat, no scarf, no fear. A little girl on a bike rode past and said,
Your hair looks cool.
Emily laughed, not because it was a compliment, but because it was the first time in months her hair had nothing to do with punishment.
They tried to discipline me, silence me, break me. But I didn't break. I grew back. And now, I get to decide who I become next.
She lost her hair, her voice, her mirror. But Emily found something stronger, and no matter what they take next, they'll never touch that again.